Hello there and welcome back to a new video from me. Today we are going to be doing a foundation review. I haven't done a foundation review since my last NARS video, which I feel like I ended up really liking that foundation, so I'm excited to do another wear test and another foundation review. This one is going to be on the new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Stick Foundation, and I'm really curious about this one. It says it's waterproof, long-lasting, and I want to test that out, so let's go ahead and start. Okay, so getting into it, Huda Beauty did send this over to me. They sent over 3 different shades in their new Faux Filter Skin Finish Stick Foundation. I'm really excited to go ahead and give this a try. They also sent over their new primer along with the brush, so I'm going to try those with the foundation as well. So first I want to chat a little bit about this and kind of tell you guys the claims of it, and then we'll go ahead and start trying it out. So it says the no filter is needed for this Huda Beauty's Faux Filter Skin Finish. This stick foundation offers buildable, natural coverage with a high filter finish, allowing you to create a customizable finish. So it says it's a creamy new formula that melts into skin, build up coverage to blur imperfections, buff and blend to achieve a sheer illuminating skin tint. Perfectly compacted in a portable stick foundation, and then it also comes in 39 shades, and it says that there are 9 new shades, so I'm assuming that comes into play with their Faux Filter foundation that they already have. That one, I will be honest with you guys, I did not like. I absolutely hated that actually. It had a very full coverage finish, and it was just way too mattifying for me, and I just didn't like that foundation at all. So this one kind of sounds a little bit more down my alley with the natural finish to it, so it's not really going to be matte, I assume. So I'm kind of curious to just try this and see what I think. I also don't always love stick foundations, so this is going to be an interesting kind of review, but I don't hate them. I feel like I do have a few that I do like. They're just not my preferred type of foundation, but if I can find one I like, I would be happy. So it does say that Huda also introduced a new hydrating primer along with this. It's a water jelly hydrating primer. That is a tall drink of water for your face, creating the perfect base for your foundation, gives you a smooth, dewy finish. So that is going to be this guy right here. It actually looks really cool. I love the packaging of it. It's like a clear primer here, and this one again is called the water jelly. So we're going to try that out with the foundation, and then she also came out with this brush here as well, and this one is called the Build and Buff Foundation Brush. Here is what the foundation brush looks like. So you have a flat kabuki side and then also this more angled kabuki side as well. So we're going to go ahead and try out all of these just to give a little price reference. The foundations are going to retail for $39. The brush is going to be $33, and then the primer is also $33. It says these will be available online on the 29th and available in store on the 2nd of November. So that is everything on this foundation. I'm excited to go ahead and try it. Like I said, we're also going to do a mask test. I did that with the NARS foundation. You guys seem to really enjoy that. So I will try it out, I'll say for about an hour with a mask on. I would like to do it all day, but honestly, like that's not really realistic for me with being a mom, but I will try it on for at least an hour with the mask on and see if it does affect the foundation at all. And I am going to do about a 6-hour wear test on this as well, so you guys will see. It does claim to be 6 hours and also waterproof, so we're going to test out the 6-hour wear. So let's go ahead and start. I think I'm going to, they sent over 3 different shades. So I have shortbread, chai, and then also custard. And I think for me, the one that's going to work best is the chai. This is 210B. And this one, I'm going to see if it has any, I don't see anything where it says like the undertones or anything, but I'm thinking this one looks like the best match just based upon the top of this. So here is what the component looks like. I haven't seen it yet. It does look similar to their Faux Filter component for their regular foundation. It's very light. It doesn't feel like heavy or anything like that. And here is what it looks like. It has a bit of a triangular component to it, and it looks like it looks nice. I mean, I like the packaging. I think it's cool how it has like the ombre. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this just so we can see. This one actually might be a little dark. I might need to go with the first one, but there is a swatch of it right there. I can definitely tell it has more luminosity to it than the Faux Filter, just because I feel like that one off the bat, like one swipe of that and you were like full coverage. So it does look like it's gonna have a little bit better more of a natural finish for that. So I'm going to try this shade and then see if that works. I'm going to go ahead and swatch the other 2 just because I think these ones will work for me as well. So if you want to see these ones, I will go ahead and swatch those too. Okay, so here are swatches of all 3 of them. So you have custard here on the end, the middle one is shortbread, and then this one here is chai. I think I'm going to be between these 2 right here. So I'm going to try, I think, I'm actually going to try the middle one because I think that one actually looks like a better match for me, and that one is in Shortbread. And I also want to mention, I just saw this on the card here, it does say that this is buildable coverage, natural finish. It's fragrance free, you guys. So I know that was like a big con when it came to her Faux Filter foundation. Also with like a lot of Huda's products, they have a lot of fragrance in them, and I feel like that's a complaint a lot of people have. This one says it's fragrance free and they don't smell anything on it, so that is like so happy about that one because her fragrance is very potent. Like if you tried her other foundation, it's like and it lasts on your face too. So that's great. And it also says that it is pool party proof. So it does say waterproof and sweat resistant, humidity resistant. So that's going to be great for under your mask. So enough about that and the claims. Let's go ahead and try it out. So I'm going to first start with the primer. And reading on in here, it does say to just use 1 pump of this on your face. So I'm going to go ahead and put out one. I think that was 1 pump actually. That doesn't seem like very much, but we're gonna try 1 pump. It does seem pretty liquidy, so it definitely goes with like the water type of feel. So I'm just gonna actually press this into my face. This one does have a little bit of a scent to it, but it's not like a fragrance scent. It almost smells like hand sanitizer, to be honest. I know it's like a weird smell, but that's kind of what it smells like. It doesn't have like an overpowering scent, but. And I'm just going to kind of press this into my skin. On the little card here, it does say to wait 60 seconds before you apply your foundation. So I'm just going to kind of let this get tacky. I can already tell that it has a bit of a tackiness to it, so it's going to adhere really well to the foundation. I want to try it both with the foundation brush that it comes with and also a sponge, because that's what I would typically use, just kind of see the 2 different finishes. So I think on this side, I'm going to try it with the brush that it came with, and then I'll do the sponge on the other side. So I'm just going to directly go in and swipe this on my face. I've waited about 30 seconds, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to swipe this just down my face. I'm going to start with just like 2 swipes just to see the finish, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and start to blend this out. And what I'm doing is kind of just buffing it. I'm going to like tap it in. Definitely coverage-wise, like I can already tell just based upon that first swipe that this isn't going to be like full coverage. It does say you can build it to that, but I love that it's more of a natural finish because that's what I prefer in my foundations. And actually I'm kind of surprised with a stick foundation that it has this sheer of coverage with our initial swipe, because I feel like stick foundations tend to have more coverage, at least in my opinion, when it comes to the finish. And so I kind of like that this could be an option for a stick foundation that has a little bit more sheer coverage, because I do feel like they have long lasting power, but they're always so full coverage, and that's not really my type of foundation style. So just blending this in, we are going to build it up just to see what kind of finish we can get. But with the first few swipes, I really like that. It looks very natural. I won't say it's doing a lot for my pores. I still feel like they're pretty visible there. I'm going to show you guys a hack that I've been doing though in a little bit to kind of help your pores, but I wouldn't say that it gives like necessarily a faux filter finish per se with just one application, but it does look nice on the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and add the other side, but I'm going to do my sponge on this side just to see what that does. And I'm going to add the same amount and go ahead and go in with my sponge. I'm assuming we're going to get a little bit more of a sheer coverage, but never know. So let's go ahead and pounce that in. And it seems to be blending really nicely, like it's not really sitting there. Some stick foundations are a little bit harder to blend out. This one seems pretty simple to blend, so it doesn't seem like it's drying down too fast or anything like that. So just again, using my sponge. This one here is from Wet n Wild, nice and affordable. So just blending that out. And finish-wise, I feel like they look pretty similar. I think this one looks a little bit more hydrated, this side I would say, than this side, but I think they both look pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and build it up quite a bit more just to see what kind of coverage we can get. So I'm going to do a few swipes on both sides and kind of build that up. Okay, so that's with 2 layers. Again, finishes look pretty similar, so I'm kind of surprised because normally a sponge I feel like looks a lot more sheer on the face, but they look pretty similar. So I feel like this is one you could use a brush with or a sponge with and you're going to get the same kind of coverage. I definitely think it's more of a medium coverage now. I wouldn't consider this a full because you can definitely still see like my moles and stuff peeking through, but I actually like it with a second layer better, personally. I do think you could probably continue to build this up. Like we're just going to try here just to cover up those moles and see if we can't get in even more fuller coverage, but I definitely think you could build it up more. Yeah, you could build it up to full if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to leave it here because I like this type of finish. Primer wise, I'm not noticing anything with that quite yet. I do think it felt nice and hydrating. I wouldn't say that, again, this is like super blurring. I still feel like you can see my pores a lot, but I don't think it looks like heavy. It doesn't feel heavy at all on the skin either. I'm gonna zoom you guys up closer so you can see what my skin looks like before I apply the rest of my product. Okay, we are zoomed right now, so you can kind of see the finish it gives. Again, it looks really pretty on the skin. It's sitting nicely. It doesn't look too like heavy or anything like that. I definitely like the finish of it so far. I don't think it looks bad. I think it didn't cling to any dry patches or anything. It looks really nice. Let's go ahead and apply the rest of our products now. So for products on top of this, I want to use the products I typically use just so I can kind of get a feel for them with the products I love. So I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Multi Sculpting Concealer, and I am going to apply this just as my concealer. I don't want anything too heavy because this is more of like a natural finish, but I want to go with like my typical everyday type of makeup. So this is one that I often use. I'm just going to blend that out with my sponge, see if it plays nice with my other products. Again, I really like the finish this is giving. The more it's sitting on my skin, the more like radiant I feel like my skin is looking. I think it looks really nice, especially for a stick foundation. Like I said, I'm not always a fan of that, but this finish is definitely more down my alley as far as finishes go, and definitely like this a lot better than the FAUXFILTER foundation for sure. So blending out my concealer on top of it, looks like it's sitting really nicely on top of there. I am going to go ahead and use some powder. I'm going to use this blurring powder from Juno & Co. This is one of my favorites. I do have a coupon code for it. It's like a setting powder. I've almost used up this entire thing. I go through it all the time. I'll have it linked down below in case you are curious on it. But I'm going to go ahead and just press this into my under eye just to help set that concealer, and then I'm also going to put a little bit of this on my face to set the foundation. It does feel a little bit tacky still, so it's definitely not going to dry down to like a full matte. So if you want it to last like underneath your mask and everything like that, I feel like you would need to set it with some powder, but it doesn't feel too, it's not one that you'd have to set. I just prefer for myself to set it down just so it's not so tacky. For the powder, I really want to focus on really pressing this into the skin. So I'm still using my damp sponge right here, and I'm really just going to press this just so we can get that nice coverage, but also keep it matte still, so that when we put our mask on and everything, we're just going to still have that really natural finish, but we're going to be set, so we're not going to have transfer. So just really pressing this into the skin. Okay, so there it is all set down. I am going to go ahead and bronze. I'm going to be using these brushes here from FARRAH brushes. These are their really new burgundy sets. I feel like they're super pretty. So I'm going to go in with this large angles contour. I'm going to go into the Bronzilla here from the Balm and pick this up and go ahead and apply this to my cheekbones just to do a little bit of bronzing / contouring. And again, I'm just looking to see how this sits with my other products that I typically use. I don't want it to like slip around or slide or anything like that, so I'm really just kind of seeing how it plays with other products that I typically use. Okay, bronzer actually looks really nice with it. I'm going to go ahead and do some blush now. I'm going to use the Corda Rosa blush from Sigma. It's been a long time since I've used this one. And I'm going in with the dual fiber brush from FARRAH brushes. Just going to go ahead and pop a little bit of this onto my cheeks. But so far it is sitting nicely with the powders. Again, it still looks nice and smoothing, nice and pretty. Might have went a little bit much with the blush, but that's okay. I love me some blush. Okay, for some glow, I'm going to use this fan brush from FARRAH, and we're just going to use the Nastaha Denona Superglow. This is in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to sweep a little bit of this on my cheekbones and see how that looks. I'm like loving this base, you guys. I really think I'm gonna like this foundation a lot. As long as it lasts really nicely, I think it's one I'm gonna reach for a bunch. I'm actually really surprised that I'm liking a stick foundation so much, because normally the foundation, like the coverage on me normally looks so cakey when I use a stick one, but I just feel like this looks so natural and just so pretty. I really like it. So let's go ahead and do the eyes. I think I'm going to do those off camera just to save time, because I feel like I want to come back and do the mask test and also the wear test. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes, and I will be back to show you guys the mask test that we're going to do. Alright, so the lip that I use is actually this lip tint. It's a Colorable Draw tint. I got it off Amazon. Super cute, but it's drying down, so I shouldn't have any transfer on my mask. I'm going to apply this one here. I got this from Ulta. I'll also have it linked down below in case you're interested. I'm going to go ahead and put this mask on, and I'm going to leave it on for an hour. And I'll just hang out around my house, leave this mask on. I'll come back and show you guys after an hour what it looks like, and then I will show you guys in another 6 hours what it looks like after that. Okay, so we have had this mask on for a full hour. I got you zoomed up again so we can really see how it wore with the mask. Okay, taking it off, this lip still looks actually pretty good for being underneath a mask. I don't think it really disrupted it. I'll show you guys the inside of the mask. We have a little bit of foundation, it looks like, and some of the lip obviously transferred. But foundation-wise, I think it looks pretty good. I do feel like my pores are looking a little bit oily and still pretty enlarged. I do have a line right here from the mask, but I think that'll probably go away. But all in all, I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it like transferred or anything like that. I think it looks pretty good from what I can tell. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this on for an additional 5 more hours. So we will have it on for a total of 6 hours, and I will come back to let you guys see what my skin looks like after that. So I will be back. So I've got you all zoomed back out so you can see how it looks just on my normal skin, like not zoomed up that close. I feel like that's not how close the average person would see you. But all in all, I think that this foundation is going to be a yes for me. I really like the way it looks on my skin. I think it looks nice after the 6 hours. I like the finish of it. I like how it paired with my other products. The primer I did like, but I want to see it with other foundations just so I can kind of see if I can tell the difference. Since I was trying a new foundation, I don't really know my full thoughts on this one, but the texture of it felt really nice. And then as far as the brush goes, you can hear Rowan screaming like normal. As far as the brush goes, I thought the brush was nice. I don't think you like need it, but if you wanted to grab it with the foundation, I do think they paired it nicely. But after that, that is going to do it for this review wear test on the new Faux Filter Stick Foundation from Huda. I did check Sephora and it is available now, so you can go ahead and shop down below if you are interested. Thank you so much for watching. Give these a thumbs up if you enjoy these foundation reviews, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.